Okay, you see, this is professionals. There is a box. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have another unboxing to do. So what we have today here is a package from Diflora from Italy. Diflora does cell culture propagation of carnivorous plants. So I was waiting for them to have this, what's inside, available again, because this is for me again like sort of beginning one new journey or something with carnivorous plants. Something that I have very limited experience with. What could that be? We will soon see. But it's one group of carnivores that's really interesting, really beautiful. There's like a lot of species, really a lot, and a lot of hybrids and everything, and like it's just something a lot of people do. I kinda didn't get into them, like I had a few years ago. I have 3 now, and this will just be a nice addition, something like to begin basically collecting these guys. And you never know, maybe I will have a plant or 2 extra at some point. Okay, you see, this is professionals. There is a box. There is another box. Let's just open this one. So Flora, of course, they are pretty big. So of course they have to, you know, they do this like I guess everybody dreams to do. Yeah, some of us just reuse boxes and everything. Some are just a little bit bigger fish. Okay. Okay. Ready? Let's do it. Okay. Wow. See how they do it. Diflora, grazie per il tuo acquisito. So thank you for your purchase. Very nice. Like everything is trademarked and everything. It's really nice. And we've got Nepenthes. So what I got from them is they offer like for beginners or beginners. Yeah, I mean, when you begin your collection, you don't have any, so it doesn't matter which ones you get. So they offer boxes. And I took their Nepenthes box where you get a number of plants and you get them for a discounted price, which is great for me because, as I said, I have 3. There's a lot of plants here. If I have some doubles, no problem, I can exchange them or whatever. So Nepenthes mirabilis winged tendril crossed with Ampullaria black miracle. So also what they do is before they send you your order, they take a very nice photo and they send it to you. So really, really professional approach. I love it. Okay, nicely wrapped. See, very cute plant. Fantastic. Some sphagnum, some everything. So very pretty pictures. You just put this next to it. Actually, what I will do probably, I will let them acclimatize a little bit. I need to read up on all of these. And once they are settled in their new place, I'll replant them. And once they start growing, because like when you receive plants, if they are already potted, just usually it's better to not repot because the plant is stressed, it was traveling, it's like under totally new conditions, so it needs some time to adjust. So what you will see is Nepenthes, they always have like some splotches and everything. They are a little bit finicky sometimes, but you will see that there is a moldy leaf here. If you have something like this, this happens, like it's in a box, it's humid, it's whatever, just take it off. This is, nothing is wrong with this. It's just like, either go pick it up yourself, or if you order by post, it's very likely you will have something like squashed or starting to get moldy or whatever. Just clean it and that's it. The main thing is, whoever you're getting something from, it needs to be packed as well as possible to prevent damage or something. This, how they did it, this is like more than perfect, of course. But it doesn't mean that if you're getting something from, I don't know, just a fellow collector, or you're sending or whatever, that you can't reuse like pots or, you know, bubble wrap or boxes or whatever. Everything is okay. The main thing is that the plants arrive safe. So let's get back to it. So this one, let's see what else. Yeah, so with them, if you order like a box, so just a mix of something, you can't really ask them what specifically you would like to have. Normal. If you want something totally specific, always from whoever you're ordering, order that specific thing. If you're ordering a mix, it's good that they tell you what's inside, but mix is a mix. This is what I think. So this guy. So this is Nepenthes singulana. Wow. So this is a true species. Why I say I will need to read up on this. As I said, there is a lot of Nepenthes. Wow. Look at this color. Look at this. This is beautiful. With the exception of two, which are found like in Madagascar and around, all the others are found in Indonesia. If you know anything about Indonesia, is that it's a land that goes from sea level to really high mountains, volcanoes usually, and there is a lot of different peaks. So it goes like a few thousand meters high, which means you have a lot of ecozones, like ecozones as in temperature, what's the mean temperature, and it goes like from totally tropical climate with, let's say, 30s Celsius to basically tropical subalpine, where you can go almost to frost, or in some cases, if it's really high, it can be some frost at night. So plus you have a lot of different peaks. Okay, let's see this guy. Nepenthes purple night. So this is a hybrid named cultivar. So what does this mean? This means that you can have different species of Nepenthes on different mountains. So they are endemics, plus they can be found just in a range of sea level. So just, let's say, let me just make something up, from, I don't know, 500 meters to 700 meters on this and this mountain. Which, this is the reason why there are so many species. Plus, so a lot of endemic species in like very small, basically, place, which yeah, thing is that they are all really related, so they crossbreed like crazy, not in nature, a little bit, but mainly when they are cultivated. The thing with them is also that they are dioecious, so you have female plants and male plants, and you need to have two different genders, like with us, basically you need to have a female and a male to produce seeds. So this just gives a very fertile ground, literally, for producing a ton of hybrids, a ton of varieties, and to begin with, you have really a lot of species. But it also means something else. Look how beautiful this guy is, just amazing. It also means something else. It means that you have species that are growing better, sorry about this, that are growing better in totally tropical conditions, what we call in this case lowland, and higher up conditions. To make it easy, we just make we differentiate Nepenthes into 3 groups. So lowland, intermediate, and highland. Or there's like a few species that are ultra highland. The ultra highland species are really difficult to grow just because it's difficult to give them the range of temperatures they need. And the lowland species are also can be tricky to grow because, I mean, who wants to, I mean, if you're in a temperate climate, yeah, during the summer it's like over 30. But if you want to keep them inside, you really need to keep them in a terraria because like room temperature is what, around 20, 22, maybe up to 25, which is not enough for the lowland species. And it's too little for the highland species. So the intermediate species, they are the easiest to grow, usually if you keep them in a room or something like this, temperature-wise. Even if you grow them in a terraria, they're the easiest to keep. And also hybrids, you know. Of course, a hybrid of like species that live in totally different climate zones, they will be sort of easier because they have the genetics to deal with lower temperatures and higher temperatures. This guy is mirabilis winged, crossed with Ampelularia black miracle. Nice. So we have, you see, similar crosses. I mean, it's the same species, but it's different varieties. So let's see how different they are. Yeah, something else. Nepenthes, they like their daily temperature to change about 10 degrees. So if it's during the day, let's say 30, it needs to drop, that's in Celsius, 30 Celsius, it needs to drop down to like 20 Celsius during the night. So this is the second challenge. This is why it's actually easier to keep them in the greenhouse where your temperature will fluctuate than in a room. So yeah, this is why sort of I've been very, very beautiful guy. This is why I haven't really gone much into Nepenthes. As said, I had like 3 different ones years ago, and I have 3 now. And those 3 are doing pretty good. Knock on wood. So let's see how it goes with these guys. And also this brings us back to why I need to read about these things. I didn't know which ones I'm getting, so no point on reading up on all of them. But now that I see which ones they are, I need to check like what's their climate zone, where exactly they are from, do they have like any special requirements and everything, and just hope that all of these guys are sort of in a temperature range where they can be here in the greenhouse. So this is this one. And we have another box. Okay, this is back, this big one. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, I can do this off camera, so maybe better. Like so. Okay, second box. Yeah, so Nepenthes, what they are actually tropical vines. Well, we established that they are tropical, but they grow as vines, which means as they grow, they need more and more space. Very nice. Okay. Let's put them here. Yeah, and for the substrate, at some point we'll talk about their substrate. They need a bit of a weird substrate, like kind of like what you would use for orchids. Nepenthes royal helmet, yellow form. Like really coarse with bark, with perlite, just a bit of peat, bunch of moss, peat moss inside, and they don't stand in water. You need to water them in a tray. They shouldn't really dry up too much, but they need to be watered in a tray. So They are in regards to that quite different than other carnivores being Pinguicula, Sarracenia, Drosera, Dionea, stuff like this. Okay, nice big one, yellow form, very very pretty. Also what they do is they have different traps on lower part or close to the ground, and the different traps up high in the canopy. Why? There are different prey there. So maybe some of the really big species, they might have, like Nepenthes raja or something, they might have like huge traps down at the ground level, and they trap even like rodents and stuff like that. But higher up, traps are different shape and usually a bit smaller. Okay, Nepenthes Big Bang. Yeah, so starting your Nepenthes journey with varieties, I think that's a pretty good idea. Even like a lot of wild species, true species or whatever, they can be really fascinating, like Nepenthes lowi or raja or whatever, but they are much more difficult to grow than hybrids. As said, hybrids have more genetic range, whatever you might call it, plasticity, maneuverability, whatever, that they can just adapt better to growing like outside of like natural environment. So for me at least this seems like a good way to go. But if you see that they do well for you, see this one even has a much more porous substrate. Interesting, need to read up about this. If they start growing for you well, then you know, why not, wherever whatever is interesting for you. Yeah, what else I need to say? Yeah, Nepenthes actually are one of the few carnivorous plants that should be fertilized from time to time. I mean, more species, more genuses can tolerate very special fertilizer that is really diluted very well, blah blah blah. We won't go into this, but these guys, what you can use actually is So mirabilis winged and Ampelularia 4. So anyways, what you can use for them is orchid fertilizer that's really diluted. Yeah, they are carnivorous, but they benefit from some stuff in the ground. Yeah, so those that I have, they also get some of this orchid stuff, and it's doing pretty good for them. Very cute guy. Yes, very cute guy. I really am curious about how this will go and how they will look, because these are totally babies now. Even, yeah, a lot of times what you can buy is just seedlings, because Nepenthes, they are, if you don't go into tissue culture, they are just easier to propagate by seeds. They take forever to grow, and some like special species, they can, the seedlings even, they fetch like crazy prices. In general, Nepenthes are not really the cheapest of plants, carnivorous plants, but this is just because they grow slow, they are difficult to propagate, slow to propagate. Difficult, maybe not really. Like you can propagate them by cutting, it's just in water, but it's like, how much will you get from one plant? You know, a tip and something. Okay, interesting. Nepenthes campotiana and Torelli. Very interesting. Lovely pictures. So, in Nepenthes box, again, from Diflora, you get, let's put them all together, you get 8 very nice little plants. They are propagated, as said, by tissue culture. And I know when I was talking to the guy at the beginning of summer, he said that they still have plants in propagation and that they need to allow them some time to just acclimatize to being outside of propagation boxes, and after that they will start to sell them. So this was like June maybe. Now it's end of October. Plants are finally here. Let's see how they grow. Hopefully they grow good. I am really happy with what I got. I got them for a very good price. I think it's like 6 euros 25 per plant, which is amazing. These things, like usually you would get a plant this size, whatever, for 10-15 euros if it's like some cross, something like this. And as said, like anything more special, price just goes up. It just goes through the roof for some species. Yeah, maybe before we finish, I said that these guys, if all is well, they will be bigger. I said I have 3 more, and I can just bring and show you what I have, or at least one. So this guy, I have him since last autumn. This is Nepenthes Gaia. Some old pictures here. This is what pictures look like. This is like the basic Nepenthes that like any garden store, if they have carnivorous plants, they will have this guy. But you know, for not having Nepenthes is for like maybe 15 years or something. For me, this is great. It's just something to get back into this type of plants. I love it, and just shows you the difference in size. And there's species that are way bigger than this. There's like species that have pictures half a meter big or something. So if you do get into Nepenthes, I advise you, if you don't have a lot of space, just read up on the size of the plants before you get them. Gaia is one of the smaller ones, and it's like more compact grow or something. But what they do is they just start growing this vine. You can have them in a hanging basket, even keep them outside during summer. Stuff like this. You'll read up and see which ones you get and something. Actually, I can show you another one. This is one cross of Nepenthes alata, also like one commercial hybrid. This guy just started making the vine, and this can just go like everywhere. It doesn't really branch, it just grows, and once it once the leaves die and you just have this ugly branch with a tuft of leaves on top, you can just cut it up, propagate it, and it will start growing from the root or something. We should talk again like about this in another video anyways, more detailed. This is just to show you how these plants look like. Okay, I think this video will be long enough. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, enjoy, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.